Billy Flynn says
How
the
was
C
that?
word during panels every once in a while.
Mhm.
You have to say
Who?
combustible. Sometimes you do.
We don't say the C word.
Billy did.
Was he
Ooh.
Right
quite
in the middle of
voice?
RavenCon.
You were sitting next to me.
Oh, I don't remember.
I quoted myself from the Jackbox night.
Yeah, and
Okay.
during a recording of Geek Radio Daily, he said it.
Sarcophagi was sitting next to me on this side.
Yep.
Oh, but at a convention, so you'd been drinking. Gotcha.
Me drink at a convention?
What the hell you say? By the way, guys, we're
Only
live.
from the moment you open your eyes.
That's
went ahead-
impossible.
I went ahead and pushed the start streaming button.
Yeah? So it's
So-
going to do
Oh,
something?
snap.
So fuck it if you weren't ready. Ha ha! Beat you guys to it.
Oh, see? He took it. He took the only one.
We're sick, Fred. We're going to fight next time I see you.
Let's go.
Cool.
Let's go.
So yeah, told the world we're going to be
Probably
here. Told the
enjoyed
Jackbox group we're going to be here. We'll see if anyone from Jackbox actually cares about you, Mark. We're going to see.
Let's just
Well,
do.
I'm viewing, if that matters.
And for those of you that missed it, I'm very nervous. We're doing a new soundboard system tonight. So
Oh no.
Oh, R.I.P. Cartwall. Pour one out for the homies.
No, it was crap software. It was awesome.
But it worked.
Cartwall was revolutionary that it was a free thing. No, actually, Jazzler was before that. Jazzler was way better.
before them.
Yes.
Jazzler was
Cartwall
better.
just went, hey, let's change it a bit.
Dazzler
Yes.
was the OG.
And Cartwall did a lot of really awesome things and stuff, but it was built badly.
Was
Yeah. So good
every
riddance.
8 or 9 months or so, it would just lose everything, and I'd have to reset it up all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I use voice meter.
Is it simply just a soundboard utility?
Yeah, I can.
I feel like the collective knowledge in this room, we could build an app to do that. I really feel like we could.
We can make
Do
it
I want to
better,
put in that time and effort?
And-
stronger,
But I feel like we could.
faster than before.
Now look, if
I made an
could build a
elaborate Power
Renaissance
BI
festival.
dashboard today.
well, if Flash was still a thing, could totally do it, but it's not. Actually, I just like my Stream Decks. Those work really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay for it if it was something like $15.
Oh, Jesus, woman, really?
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me, oh.
The thing that most people don't realize, though, is that the phenomenon.
He knew it. He knew it. He knew it. All right, we should let him actually play our intros.
Oh,
That's the one thing it can't play.
hey, look, we have company. It's GRD SWeekly.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for
Basically, family.
You know, I have no problem with the kisses being hers and his. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Hi, everybody. Welcome to GRD SWeekly episode number
320.
319.
3. See, you said it right the first time. And it's at the
320.
start. It's at the start of the Twitch even. It's at the very top of the thing there. So
Nobody has noticed that I've been doing that for the
Yeah.
past.
No. He's been doing that like forever.
300
I barely have the
episodes.
bandwidth to get on this Zoom call. I cannot also be
Have a
on it.
You're
phone.
asking me to pay attention,
We're
man.
the fine folks from GeekRadioDaily.com welcoming you to the show. The folks bringing it to you today, the lady who asks the questions others are afraid to ask, that is the Flintstress.
I'd like to know how this could possibly get any worse.
The woman who simply doesn't need it, it's Carol the Cat.
I do not need a lesson from you, child.
Not at all. The man who self-improves, it's podcaster Rich Sigford.
Let's get considerate.
I'm the guy who's got a way for words. I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn.
It does indeed look like a Tuscan summer. It tastes like a Neapolitan compost heap.
Pretty much. And the dude who podcast, streams, makes movies, does so many things. It's, oh, hi, Mark.
I didn't know so much about this. Oh, shit, YouTube's.
That's all you got to do. What happened, yo?
YouTubes. Wow. Man, so I feel like we've had like a super geeky weekend. I can't remember all of it because it's been dominated by this like number one thing that's your geeky week, but
Yep.
that's okay. And that was only the last couple of days. But anyway, I watched a show on Netflix called Shadow and Bone, and I think I talked about this before. It's based off of like a YA book, and it was like sort of good, and like it's sort of like a mishmash of all these different things. There's shadow monsters, there's like dragon beasts, there's magic, there's dark magic, and then the show got canceled. And I didn't realize this because I usually will not watch a show that I know has gotten canceled. And so I'm 2 seasons in, and they end on a cliffhanger, and it's like, boom, show's canceled. I'm like, no. But apparently it's based off of some books, so that's awesome because normally I will read the books before I watch anything. But now I got to give my brain a little bit of time to forget. You know how this goes, right? Because if you watch a movie too close to the actual like book, or even vice versa, I don't think it matters the order. You spend too long going like, oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. So anyway, Shadow and Bone. I don't even know if that's what the book is called or if that's just what the TV show was
I think
called.
it's called Six of Crows.
That's one of them.
I think
It's
the book is called Six of Crows. The first one is, yeah.
yeah, and so that's
I
a
haven't started
further
any
one.
research at all. People are probably like, taking your geek card, you know what you're talking about. But I'm looking forward to reading the books. So
From what
very
I've heard, the books
Russian
are really, really
influence.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah, like a lot
So,
of like Russian costumes and very elaborate like outfits and the big hats and all of that. So it's kind of fun, good versus evil and mythology and love and romance and kissing. And it was fun. It was a good show. But I was like abruptly mad because it was canceled and like literally,
too.
that moment of when you go to like, oh, that next episode's not playing. Oh,
Yeah.
let me Google it. Oh. Womp womp. But speaking of kissing movies, I watched probably a candidate for your terrible movies movie thing because I got on this like Glenn Powell kick and I watched Anyone But You. And so this is a rom-com.
I told you that I would have watched that.
Yeah, I spared you from this.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be, God, I lost it. What is it? It's the Shakespeare Much Ado About Nothing. It's supposed to be that, like a modern twist on that. And it's like half of it is like a serious trying to be a real rom-com, and the other half of it is trying to like take the piss out of like rom-com tropes, but they don't do either part of it well. I mean, Glenn Powell is a national treasure and he's doing wonderful work every moment that he's on screen. He spends a lot of this movie shirtless. So it's almost a softcore porn. I'll just put it that way. But they only hook up once. There's a lot of that like almost moment energy that's pretty hot. But the problem is the lead actress. I mean, she's cute, but she's just a dud. I feel bad for her. I'm like, dang, because they filmed in like exotic locations and they put a lot of money into this movie, like with like just they're on yachts and they're in this fancy places and they're these very rich families. But man, this was not a good movie. But
It's by the way, if I may, the co-star is the very lovely Sydney Sweeney.
Oh yes, and that's another reason I was more than willing to watch it for you.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be watching it tomorrow night.
She wears a lot of very low cut outfits in this
And
movie.
that's a very good reason to watch it with you.
Right? It has a little bit of something for everyone. Quirky parents, random characters. There's a lesbian couple. They put a little twist on that, a little modern twist, but it's just not a very good movie. They did have a little meet cute at the beginning where they like crossed paths, but it was like, oh, really? I don't know. I guess maybe if you were like 19 and you had like zero experience with anything in life, this might be your favorite movie. But it was not great. But Glenn Powell, yep.
Chad Radwell.
He should get Sexiest Man of the Year because, like, I mean, this movie just came out and it wasn't that great, but he was hot in it. And then like Twisters is out. You know, we talked about that last time.
Did we?
He's kind of an it guy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about Twisters last time?
Did we?
I think so.
We saw Twisters. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, we did.
I know I did.
Okay.
Which is funny because, okay, so I work with a meteorologist right down the hall because I work for the energy company, right? And so we have our own in-house meteorology team that predicts the weather because of storm coverage, right? And I keep wanting to go, he's like a totally cool guy. I keep wanting to be like, hey, so have you seen Twisters? Like, how much of this science is actually like plausible science, right? Like, how many people have access in their daily life, like in the cafeteria at work, to a freaking meteorologist who's like right there, right?
4 things were accurate. 4% was accurate.
There are tornadoes. The wind blows a lot.
I just want to know if the cow comes back. Is it the same cow? Is it the child of cow?
There were no cows.
Yeah. Revenge.
Yeah,
What?
Wasn't there one near the beginning?
The unanswered
but,
questions.
like the first movie at least had a flying cow. If you're that you're working with Dorothy, you had to have a flying cow, and this one didn't even try to match that.
It was a rodeo.
Billy,
was
it
a
had
rodeo.
it had 2 flying cows.
No.
I think it was the same cow.
There we go, attaboy.
It had 0 cows.
Now, see, since
Utterly ridiculous.
since it's sort of attacked during a sort of rodeo event, I
We
kind
can
of really
milk this
wanted a
joke.
guy riding a horse flying. I really did want that.
Exactly.
And we never saw the Wicked Witch. That would have been a good, crossover with Wicked is coming up. If you had just seen Alfalfa go by, a good promo.
Drake says there was a packet of beef jerky. Does that count?
Sort of, in some way.
Wow. All right. On my list, we also we finished The Boys. Man, I hope the creators of The Boys are getting the mental health that they deserve, because this show is messed up. Like this show messes me up. Like the trauma that these characters go through in this show, it's just like these are you think there's shows on TV about bad people who are like fundamentally bad people. These are bad people, and not even people, superheroes and whatnot. Bad people. Whew. Oh, bad people.
Do you think that they were called the Seven because of the 7 deadly sins? That literally just hit me.
No, the dwarves.
The dwarf. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense.
Isn't there 7 like signs of the apocalypse? I don't know.
No, you see, had Elizabeth Shue running it, so she's Snow White, and they were the 7. Yeah.
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 Really don't want to try to pin which one's which. That's a whole other show.
Okay, good palate cleanse from The Boys. Super fun time was had by all. We watched Time Bandits.
Yeah, we did.
So this
the new
was,
one.
Taika Waititi's series on like Apple or something, and it's 8 or 10 episodes in the first season have been out, and it's similar premise, right? The kid Kevin, and they go to his bedroom, and it's a portal to all of these different locations throughout time, but it's got that Taika Waititi kind of humor to it with very that New Zealand twist, and I'm just pretty much everything he's ever made I've always been all about. But as a lover of history as well, it's just super fun.
There are obvious changes from the movie. However, it very much feels like the movie.
Oh, very cool.
The way they've done it. And Lisa Kudrow is having the time of her life in this as the leader, but I'm not the leader because we vote on things. We're
more of a collective. I had several pieces in my Amazon cart to try to like cosplay her outfit from the show, but it's expensive because she has this like really military style like pirate jacket that's really, really cool.
It's a very cool jacket.
Like I'd need to know somebody who could then like a leather vest underneath, and it was just very it was just funny because like they're not great bandits. So they go throughout time trying to steal stuff, and sometimes they're successful and sometimes are not. But the show is just so hilarious. But with a modern update too, like Kevin runs out of stories to tell one of the guys, and then he's wrapping up another story, and the guy goes, "Oh, I really hope everything works out for Meghan and Harry." So it's just really, really funny. And his sister, oh my goodness, his sister, one of those side characters that they never meant to give that much screen time, but she just like eats up every bit of scenery and is just the best. Like every moment that she's on screen is comedy gold. So that kid is going places, that is for sure. She teaches cavemen like Cockney England slang. So they're all like, "Oh, you gel in it?" Yeah, it is hilarious. It is hilarious. Highly recommend Time Bandits. And then we watched, only one episode is out yet, but we watched the first episode of season 4 of Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
And that was good. You think you kind of know where it's going, and then it twists a little bit. And, they're making a movie in this season of the podcast. And so they're in Hollywood and Los Angeles, and then they're back to New York. And you would think how many people can get murdered in the building, but it turns out more than 2.
So guess who they've picked as the cast to play them in the movie?
So
Eugene
playing
Levy.
Steve Martin.
Eugene Levy,
Eugene Levy.
Eva Longoria
Mm-hmm.
will be Selena Gomez, and for Martin Short, it will be Zach Galifianakis.
Galifianakis is
Who has
fragilistic.
decided he's going to make a change to the character and play him as someone who's actually talented and smart and knows something about the year 2024.
Oh, that's right, Drace. It was Jack Black. Yeah, it was actually Jack Black, and then it was Zach Galifianakis, I believe.
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis.
Fragilistic expialidocious.
Guys, I want to say it's Tim. I'm Jack Black. I'm not Jack Black.
Oh, so
You feel
good.
like Martin Short just kind of messes with people in real life too. You would think that
He
kind
does.
of his shtick for sure.
Yeah, you've seen him as Jiminy Glick, right? You've seen him in interviews. He's amazing.
I can only handle but so much of that. It gets a little bit much for me. So
Oh, I love me some Jiminy Glick.
Rumor
which
has
do you
it
like
that
better?
Meryl Streep. Rumor has it Martin Short and Meryl Streep are dating.
I've heard this. I've heard they're dating in real life. They've been seen holding hands in public.
Aw.
I'm 100% fine with that.
Whereas I'm watching this episode going, wow, did Martin Short ever think to himself, yeah, one day I'm going to be kissing Meryl Streep in a project? Okay.
Well, I mean, he goes
You know,
from
speak it into existence,
Yeah.
Martin Short, right? You know, you made that happen. You cast her in the movie, and now
back, baby.
well, wasn't he married to Gilda Radner for like
No,
ever?
that was Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
Oh, that was Gene Wilder. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, Gene Wilder. was
That's a
married to
love
her and
story
also
somebody needs to
passed.
turn into a movie right there. Please.
No kidding. Who the hell are you going to get to play Gene Wilder?
What's his
But
face?
there's this part
Chad
of that-
Radwell.
Timothy Chalamet.
Glenn Powell.
No.
Timothy Chalamet.
Sign me
Okay,
up.
get her off the screen right
the guy
now.
from The Bear.
Boot her.
People say he looks like Gene Wilder.
The guy
It
from
does.
the
Jeremy
Oh.
Allen.
Yes.
Yes.
Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you
God,
seen
that would be
pictures
the
of him?
most
He does look
depressing
like
Gene Wilder biopic ever, though.
All the Wonka
Maybe
scenes
pull
would be
off comedy.
astounding.
We just don't know. We just don't know that he could maybe do comedy. I don't know.
You got to believe.
Anyway, I probably forgot like a bunch of things, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say that has been my geeky week.
Okay. I'll go
Carol.
next. I too watched the first episode of Only Murders in the Building. I also finished up season 3 because I hadn't before. So yeah,
Dun, dun, dun. Paul Rudd
Now
was
that
in that,
whistling sound makes sense to you then.
right?
I know. I start things and then I don't finish them. Just take a look at my craft room. I also watched
My
the
TBR
first
file.
episode, and no shit. I also watched the first episode, and I'll probably watch the second one after we're done here of the Rings of Power second season.
Didn't have enough
That's
time
next
for the
on our
show.
list.
Yeah, we didn't have enough time
Yeah.
for the show.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not the
We'll
best.
watch every minute of it, and you all know
Yeah,
it.
I will spend every moment I can in Middle Earth, so I don't care.
Right?
Hate me all you want. I don't care. I'm going to watch the show.
I will go to Westeros. I will go to Middle Earth. I will
Yep.
go to just about anywhere. Yep.
I think that was it TV wise. I haven't watched too much else. Movie wise, I don't know if I mentioned Tarot last week, but I watched Tarot and it was bad. It was terrible.
You said at least the kids on Ouija knew how to use the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible.
So, and then I watched it happen one night because it was a classic that I don't know why I had never watched before, and I loved it. It was very charming, and
I remember being very surprised seeing your statement on that. I was like, wait, what?
I know.
Did you
And then
watch
I
it
went
all
and
in one
saw
night?
I did. I watched it all in one night. It happened all in one night.
Oh, wow.
I watched Alien Romulus,
Okay.
and it's good. It's good. It's back to now. I will have reviews going up this weekend. There is one thing about this movie I do not
Jesus,
like
Karen.
at all.
Not enough John Denver.
No, there's no John Denver actually. Wait a minute. Yeah, this happens actually in between Alien and Aliens. So it happens
I know
20
that.
years. Yeah, it happens 20 years after Alien. So 60 years before Aliens.
Oh, okay.
But they do mention Prometheus. So it is all tied. But we're back to aliens on a spaceship, and that's what I like. So I was fine with most of this. There's one thing about it I hated.
Okay.
And
If you'd
I'll
like
save
to
that
guess
one.
what that
We'll have
is,
to
drop a
tune
note.
in.
If you want to listen to
I
the
was gonna
review, I'll
say
put it in the
it.
spoilers. And then I watched Longlegs,
Now,
and I
Oh, I've been
really,
waiting to
really,
hear.
really, really wanted to like this. I really, really,
see,
really
that was my
like
question. I've heard so much good things about it, and I'm like, I don't know that I believe you. So
Was it overhyped?
It's not. It's overhyped. I don't think it's a bad film. It just didn't click with me. Everything about it seemed very contrived.
And you watched it more than once too.
I did. I watched it more than once because I was drinking wine the first time, and I thought, well, maybe I was just too drunk.
You know what? Maybe
no,
it was my state of mind. Oh my God, no, it was better on the wine.
Yeah.
Actually, she ended up putting in Leaving Las Vegas, but it was the sound was off and it had Spanish subtitles. So
no, there's something about it that didn't click with me. It's not a bad film, but it's overhyped. It's way overhyped.
Were you scared?
No.
There was no moment.
And I was not unsettled. I was not unsettled by it either.
See,
I would like
you should at least get unsettled, right?
Yeah, I should at least. Yeah. Everyone's comparing this to Silence of the Lambs. I would compare it more to Hereditary, given the concept of the film.
okay.
Hereditary is a film that unsettles the hell out of me every time I watch it. This one didn't.
Oh.
But I was also unsettled at Silence of the Lambs. So,
well, yeah.
Then I watched two horror movies that I actually liked.
Okay.
They're both slow burns.
Okay.
And they're both British. One is called Oddity, which is about twin sisters, one of whom is murdered.
I've heard of it.
And her blind twin sister owns a curiosity shop, like an antique store of haunted things. And she goes to find out. She goes to seek revenge for her sister's murderers. I like that one a lot. And then I watched Starve Acre, which stars Matt Smith and Morfydd Clark, who plays Galadriel in Rings of Power. And that one's a very slow burn, but I really like it. I like folk horror, and this was good. So
was Matt Smith wearing a bad wig?
No, he's got floppy
regular hair. Okay.
He's got regular floppy hair.
Good.
So no bad wig. But that's about a couple that they take their disturbed child to the country to kind of help reset him, and bad things happen.
Which is why I don't go outside.
That's right. And then I watched Creepshow 3 for some ungodly reason, probably because we were talking about Creepshow 2 on Mark's podcast. This film has no business calling itself a Creepshow.
Hey, it made you really appreciate Creepshow 2, though, didn't it?
Hey, Creepshow 2 is a freaking masterpiece compared to this. I would watch 3 hours of Stephen King as Jody What's-His-Face from the first film rather than watch this movie again. It's that bad.
Oh, damn, gosh darn it, Jody Farrell.
Yeah, Jody Farrell, there it is. Yeah, I'd watch 3 hours of that. And then I started a project where I was rearranging all of my books. And I thought to myself, oh, I can build 2 bookshelves and do all my books in 2-3 hours. 7.5 hours later, I was to the R's.
So are you doing it straight alphabetical, or are you doing it like genre and then alphabetical, or just 100% alphabetical?
By color?
No, that's psychotic. I'm doing fiction, and then I have a shelf for short story collections, and I have a shelf for nonfiction. And I still need to build a shelf for nonfiction because I have piles of nonfiction just kind of sitting all over the place. Nonfiction and memoirs. So fiction is done. But yeah, I still have one more shelf to build. I got lazy this week, guys. I just kept staring at the bookshelf, sitting on the floor waiting to be built, and I just kept saying no. And that's my Geeky Week.
Yeah.
You should reward yourself once you're done building the books with a $50 book buying spree.
That is a good idea. Mm-hmm. Reward myself with sushi and books.
Space.
Sushi and books. That's what you need.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
My tea.
Oh,
and tea,
well, yeah.
yes.
I mean, this goes without saying. It's Carol. My Geeky Week has been filled with some more Fallout 76, and of course, my absolute love of Red Dead RP. Having a lot of fun with that. Again, just being an old man hassling other people. And once I start streaming again, I'll be streaming the RP, and sometimes it can be absolutely hilarious, the just shenanigans we get up to. Movie wise, I watched The Union, which, if you're not familiar with it, it is.
Oh, Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg. That's on my list as well.
Yep, and J.K. Simmons. It's fantastic. It is an absolute blast, and actually getting to see two charming people be very charming is very nice. And it's basically a blue collar John Wick style universe building. Not quite as in depth as John Wick, but it's got good action. It's got a lot of fun. At no point in time does Marky Mark go from, a regular dude to then super spy. He's just a normal.
Right, never misses a shot. Right.
Yeah, he's a regular dude. Got a little bit of training. Gets a few lucky shots here and there, but is still not as good as Halle Berry, who has been working in the Union for a while. And just J.K. Simmons is J.K. Simmonsing the hell all over the place, and it's just awesome.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Also, started Cobra Kai. Need to watch the latest episode of that.
We need to give MJ another
absolutely
chance
loving
to
it.
see if she wants to pick back up.
She's got to catch up, or we're going to go on without her.
We're going to have to go without her.
Mm-hmm. And of course, started Only Murders in the Building, which this new season is like we knew. It is so rare that a TV show can and murder mystery can already let you know who the person that's dead, how it happened, and then you're waiting for the main characters to catch up to you versus the other way around. It was just so good, and just the way that they put everything together is just magnificent. And
I loved how they played with us, because we knew that there was a dead body, and then we're waiting for them to find this out,
right?
And it's just like, but hold it,
mm-hmm.
figure out where the whistling's coming from.
Yep, so
Right.
good.
And the dog and the X-rays. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil it, but wow.
Oh, and I loved her tribute, with the X-rays and stuff like that. I was like, that is really cool.
My first big break. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure you all were like me. I was like, wait a minute. They're talking about they're going to Hollywood, but there's a dead body. They solve murders in their building. How is this going to work? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it makes sense.
Hollywood and then came right back.
Yeah. And Molly Shannon as the agent, great casting. I mean, she is so good in that. And honestly, I love that with Ava Longoria. She is one of those gals that, when I first saw her in something, I was just like, oh, okay, random chick,
Standard.
number 12. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, solid actress. Okay, cool. And then just seeing as she goes in, and it's really cool that she actually talks about it in the show, because she's playing, a version of herself, that she started off one way and then started, expanding.
I want to direct. I want to produce. I want to sell ice cream.
Exactly. And all of these products but don't mess with tequila. No. That's hers.
Right. She's pretty funny.
Yeah. And that's, you see her in interviews and stuff, and you're just like, okay, you're just a cool chick. All right. Awesome. You're just a cool person. And so it's really cool to see her in that way, and seeing how Mabel doesn't want to be pigeonholed like any actor or actress would not want to be pigeonholed and typecast and stuff. And this is something her as a regular person is 100% worried about.
Anybody want to guess what was written on that sheet of paper she handed to Molly Shannon?
I mean, probably like 40 mil. I don't know.
Oh, good for her. Good for you.
I mean, at least 4 mil. But yeah, watching Steve Martin. Watching Steve Martin negotiate that was amazing.
That was
watching him
when he was like
table.
Him across the table.
That physical comedy was so cringe, but so so perfect.
And also, how great is it? Eugene Levy, Martin Short from SCTV days. I mean, come on, that's so cool. And the people that they got are the people that match energy wise to the people that. But so yeah, just all in all, I mean, that show is so damn good. and I'm 100% willing to be cast as a mumble mouth millennial lazy ass person. If anybody wants to buy the rights to, that's been my geeky week.
I'll sign for 4.
4.
100,000.
What we doing, Mark?
Well, I have.
Yes, you're on the show, Mark.
Hey, I'm here.
Get here.
You invite guests and make them listen to you for 20 freaking minutes.
Mark's just like,
All right.
Jesus Christ, about
I've
goddamn
enjoyed it.
time.
So I am watching the latest season of Cobra Kai. I love that show. Absolutely love that show. Additionally, Mrs. Highmark is doing a simultaneous watch through of Buffy and Angel. Now that
Oh wow!
with she's watching episode from in the order they were released, which is a lot of fun. I did that a long time ago, and it was fun then, and it's fun catching up. I don't get to watch every episode with her, but I get to watch a lot. What else have we got going on? I've been doing
It's been a long time since I've done a straight up rewatch of anything. Like I watched it all the way through with you, and that was your rewatch. But I don't know that I've done a whole lot of rewatching. I think about that all the time, but then there always just seems to be like so much good.
So many new stuff.
Yes, but if you ever decide to do a rewatch of this, which would include Angel, then maybe you would actually finish Angel and see one of the greatest series finales of all time.
Very true.
Yep, they nailed the series finale on Angel. They absolutely nail it.
I feel like it wouldn't hold up very well nowadays.
You would be wrong.
The last season is no, it still holds up really well. It was the best part of the series, to be honest.
I've been doing battle with a lot of internet scammers. I just launched a Indiegogo, which is a magnet for all sorts of people to just jump in your DMs and jump in your DMs and jump in your DMs. So that's been fun, if so to speak.
New blood.
Mrs. Highmark and I also, not this past week, but the week before on date night, we went to go see Deadpool 3, which was amazing.
So good.
It's so good. I know you guys already talked about it, but I got to see it after you talked about it. So,
Goddamn, you're right. Look how good this movie is.
yes.
What was your favorite part, and which dog pool part was it?
I love dog pool. My favorite part, to be completely honest, was when Deadpool was desecrating Wolverine's. I don't want to give too much away, but the opening scene basically, and the finishing of the opening scene after the.
You're the only one who hadn't seen it, Mark.
How does he even fight with these?
Yes,
Right.
Stabbed himself in the leg. Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
We've
got a no spoilers. We got a no spoilers request
What? Oh,
in the chat.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Trace, come on, pay
Wow.
attention.
All right.
No, she's got
Anyway,
stuff.
Take your
it's
kids
probably
to see
snowing there.
Deadpool 3.
No, don't take your
Take your
kids.
kids.
It's
Your
probably
kids.
snowed in.
It's a family movie.
I've been playing a game. I can't play the stuff like Billy's been playing this week. I don't want to ruin his geekiest week, but I can't play games like that. They make me seasick. So I play a game called Legends of Eidolon. It's an idling game. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of math involved if you're into that sort of thing, and I am.
It is your geekiest week.
Yeah, it is my geekiest week. So I've been playing a lot of Legends of Eidolon because I can go in and play the game for like 15 minutes and set up my guys to idle the way I want them to idle, and then leave it alone. And then, of course, I've been playing Magic the Gathering. As a matter of fact, I was at a convention this weekend. I hosted a Magic the Gathering Commander tournament. So that was a lot of fun. We were full, which is amazing, at a small convention here in my hometown to have a completely full tournament. That was awesome. But the big thing is the movie. That's what I've been working on. So I've been putting together all sorts of stuff, advertising collateral, fundraising campaign stuff, doing location scouting, that sort of thing, for a short film that we're filming in October called Emotional Support Demon. So I've gotten to do some editing. I've gotten to do some sound work. I've gotten to do a little bit of writing, all sorts of stuff just to try to get this thing moved into pre-production. So that's been most of my week. So that's about it for me.
Is
Well, good, 'cause
there
we're
a
going to ask you questions about it as part of our main segment.
Yes.
So, save a little bit. Don't tell us everything at once.
by the way, is there
What about you, Billy Flynn?
is there any website or anything, Mark?
There is esdmovie.com. You can get to everything from there. esdmovie.com.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, sorry, I
LSD movie is a completely different movie.
Yeah, not LSD movie. That's completely different.
Okay, so in the shows, I just have the Indiegogo as the link to drive everybody. You want that?
That's fine. No, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
There's a link to the Indiegogo there as well. That
I
just
bet you
happens
can
to be
get to
a
the
link
movie
that's
site
easier.
from the Indiegogo.
That's easier to say on the air. Even Indiegogo's short sites are a little mouthy,
Okay.
cumbersome.
And you have to put on your Indiegogo boots to access.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that's right. Get in the cage, dance.
Yeah, but he's got the beat.
Everybody pick up. Yeah, okay. So I've watched more episodes of the show From. I'm enjoying the hell out of the show From. It is a horror series unlike any I've ever seen, in which they're not just relying on cheap scare tactics. Hell, you don't even see the bad guys that often. That's just what's great about it. It's just this whole world that they've built to survive in this weird wherever the hell they are, and I never want any answers because that's going to spoil everything. So yes, no, by all means, I recommend you go out there and watch From.
Is there anybody in this that we would know of and from, or no?
Harold Perrineau.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, he was from Oz.
He was in Lost.
He was
yeah.
in Lost.
No, I think he was in Matrix.
And I'll slap you. So yeah, there's not a whole hell of a lot on my list because next we have to talk about how I have this Star Wars Jedi Survivor game. I'm like, well, I really got to finish this because there's a new game coming out, and I want to finish this before I play it. So I've got one level left because I fought the guy that I thought was our big bad for the game in our final, and then it turns out the character in the game who's been my best buddy the whole time has actually been double crossing us the whole time, and he's actually the main villain. So
Double dragoned you?
we did. I didn't see it coming. I did not see it coming on this one either. And the best part is when I find this out and I have my first fight with him, I get thrown off of a cliff. So I'm out of commission. So they make me Sari, the lady from the first film, who was a Jedi, who in this one has had a much smaller role because she's been at the Jedi Archives. And that's when the Empire decides to storm the Jedi Archives, and she's getting people out, and you're launching bombs at AT-ATs, which is great. But then comes the moment where she has people left at the ship, she's gone to get something, and in the room she's in, there's a door that starts moving. And it opens, and in walks Darth Vader. Because yes, just like the first one, we had Darth Vader at the end, we have a Darth Vader battle you've got to get through at the end of this one. Holy God, did that take me longer than I want to admit. So yeah, I've done all that, and I've got myself set up. I'm at the last level. But then August 27th happened. So Monday night, August 26th, I'm up, and at midnight, I stop playing Jedi Survivor, and I go download my 3 days early Star Wars Outlaws. I go to work, I go to trivia, I come straight home and play Star Wars Outlaws. I'm glad you wanted to watch it because that's all the hell it's going to do.
He has not slept, and
So
this is the only time that he and Terry have spent together.
I help him because, he can see it really, really clear on his super amazing laptop, right? Or if he'll hook it up to the TV, but then the font is kind of small. So I'll sort of sit near the TV and I'll be like, right trigger, left trigger, look over there behind the thing. So it's not a 2-player game, but it's like a 1.5-player game.
You're
So
like his little R2.
They start
I'm like, see if you can send Nix through that little hole. Or wait, I think I see a vent over there. Or what's that? Go pick it up. I'm like totally just telling him what to do the whole time.
So they start you off. You basically live in an attic above a bar, and
On Canto Bite.
and things start to get on Canto Bight, and things start to get really real, really quick. And of course, your opening sequence does leave you finally stealing a ship and taking off for another planet, which is when they flash up the name of the game. And I think you play for a good 20 minutes before they flash the name of the game up to start the whole thing.
They make you earn this. You start the game by going around collecting stuff that you can pawn or random credits that you can find
So you can fix your
until you
data
can
spike.
pay somebody to fix your data spike.
You have never in your life
You are humble.
played a Star Wars game like this.
No Jedi in sight.
My quick go-to for this is sort of Metal Gear Solid meets Red Dead Redemption.
You would like this game because it has some elements of Red Dead. It needs a little bit more of Splinter Cell, right? Is that what we decided?
I need to be able to
behind a
move
stormtrooper and take him out, but you can't drag him
I
behind
need to
the
be able to
furniture.
drag the body,
Yeah.
so they can't be seen.
That's what it's
I need to
saying,
hide,
right?
be able to hide the bodies. That's my one downside to this game is I can knock them out, but I've got to do it just right, so I throw them where I want, so they don't just lay in a freaking hallway and be seen by somebody else. That's my
This game is hard. There's this one level where, like, if anybody sees you and sounds the alarm, you're instantly done.
You're on an Imperial ship.
Oh,
And
wow.
if you're seen, the ship gets locked down and you're done.
And then you're done.
Yeah,
So-
I've heard that it's very much like Assassin's Creed meets Red Dead Redemption in space.
Because
But you have the Huts, you have the Pike Syndicate, you have the Crimson Dawn. Like everybody is in this,
Yeah.
and you have to balance. Like, what are you going to do? Who are you going to double cross? Like, who are you going to pay off? You have to make some pretty serious decisions. You get to drive a speeder bike. You've got to do it all.
I definitely double crossed the Huts to get in better with Crimson Dawn. I'm sitting pretty well with Crimson Dawn right now.
Well, you have to make
Pikes,
a
I'm
decision
in-
of who's right in front of you with a blaster in your face. That's the person you have to go with in the moment.
It was a fair point.
The game is so fun.
It was a fair point. So I don't know. You tell me, Mark. There's a lot of these missions do require stealth, so you go slow. I don't know if that would help with your condition of these types of games or not, but you are not running and gunning in this game and surviving. It's just not happening.
Also,
you need to
Yeah, there
stream
are
it
some
for
spacecraft,
about
but
so I
yeah.
can watch for 15 minutes, and then I'll let you know what condition my condition is in.
Okay. Well, I'll go back and get really good at the ship so I can do it all in
And
one
you could
go,
drop in.
and then I'll stream that. Yeah.
All right.
well, and
Oh my
actually,
God.
turning off, what is it? It's motion blur or something like that.
There's
Like,
something. Yeah.
There's a setting in most games that when people they get that motion sickness, cut that off, and it's not as bad. Things aren't as smooth and swimmy, which can help out a lot.
Speaking of smooth, I've given you a hard time about this, Billy Flynn, about how much this dang thing cost, right?
Yeah.
Because you had to get the super crazy laptop and you had to get the
Which is-
gold version of the this, that, and the other, right? But you go in and out of cutscenes and you can barely even tell that anything has changed. It is so gorgeous, this game. It is just it makes me feel like some old cute, but like video games have come a long way. This is
I was
realistic.
playing pong. Yeah. I had a paddle and a ball. Yeah.
You think about what passed for good gameplay or whatever, and we count it as good graphics. But if somebody like Philip J. Fried and woke up in 2024, right, their mind would be blown by this game. It's crazy. It's
It is something
gorgeous.
special. You do a lot of climbing. You do. So my one real Red Dead moment besides the open world element is there is a moment where you can click both thumbsticks and everything slows down, so you can tag all the people, so you can blast.
Oh, nice! You got the dead eye in there. I like it.
Yes.
Cowboy vision.
Oh my God! And there is nothing that's going to get your heart racing like having one of those lift carriers that nobody touches. You just push the button and it goes where it's supposed to go. That you're having to walk on this side of low, so the stormtroopers on the other side don't see you because they will sound the alarm and the game will be over. Oh my God!
This game is
I had to
everything.
break it into
And
an
you probably
Imperial
have
base.
like 80 million hours of gameplay left.
Oh, there's
You've
so
barely done anything.
I'm about one of my next side quests. I'm gonna go play some Sabak.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched some
arcades,
folks I
there's
know streaming it.
jukeboxes.
Oof.
What?
Yeah, it's. He said he'd watch some people play who are streaming it. There's arcades, there are jukeboxes.
There's
there are
arcade
just,
games. There's freaking arcade games that you can play. You just walk up and play this stupid little arcade game. It's no, they're nothing fancy, great, but still, it's.
Well, they had that since even like Shenmue, right?
I made a bet on this one kind of a horse race. They're not horses, but a race, and like we got like a nice little 3D hologrammed representation of the actual racetrack. There's a bunch of crap to do in this game. There's a jukebox you can play stuff on. Sadly, the Max Rebo band North-Side Noodles has been seen so far.
Oh,
not yet. Yeah.
Well, it takes place between Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi, so yeah. They'd just be starting off, maybe. Who knows?
So, we'll
no jizz wailing.
Definitely run into some of the Rebel Alliance,
Who, tried to get me to be like, look, you'll get paid when this is done. And I'm like, no, I want to get paid now. So they shot me and left me for
left you there. Yeah.
They had stuff to do, man. And I'm sure at some point I will begin to understand that. But so that's been a majority of my Geeky Week.
It's all, we're lucky we got him now.
Chad and Abby are up.
I told Mark he was like I showed up last night.
They're on this week, you could win yourself a prize. It's your further adventures of Chad and Abby update.
Chad lives in a world where people take a drug to escape the life that they live that they do not want to experience. So Chad goes to visit his family and helps a legendary country music star who has a problem with words when that country music star runs afoul of bootleggers. Then Chad gets hired to bring in a criminal couple who offer to cut him in on the goods if he works with them. Then he helps a group that's being attacked by women, as it turns out, and he gets threatened by the secret police, so he runs away on a fishing boat. It can be a tiring thing being part of the activity container, the operation box, the measures crate, hashtag Chappie, forever.
Looks like you've got mail waiting.
It's the weirdest description of Doogie Howser I've ever seen.
Oh, God. So where is my... Oh, here. Okay, GRD. Your silly little game. It's fun. I don't always know what the shows are, but I guess, like I've heard from other people, every now and again one is for you. And I absolutely know, remember, and truly did love the show, a.k.a. Pablo.
Oh, God.
I mean, that's better than any Taco Bell commercial I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah, that's where they are. I hope you pick me. Fingers are crossed. I would make an a.k.a. Pablo reference, but I don't remember them, so I guess I have to rewatch that. So thanks for that. That is from Justin. Well, Justin, you are more than welcome. It's fantastic. It is what we do. I wanted to do a.k.a. Pablo for a while, but, translating a.k.a. was not the easiest thing to do, so I did have some fun with that. Once you figure out this week's, oh, Lord, and we'll have to talk about this even after we get done with the after show, so nobody hears unless we wait till September. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you want to drop a note, by all means you can. It's podcast@geekradiodaily.com. Or, of course, you can use the voicemail, the text message. All you got to do is set the magic numbers of
510 GRD Krill.
So, Willsby, yes?
Oh, Drace has already asked Jared in chat if he knows the answer yet.
Come on, man. Now I'm thinking less and less of you. Sigh.
Did you know sometimes...
I need water.
Would the emotional support of a dedicated demon make your life better? Find out in 2025 with the latest short film from Oh Hi Mark Productions, Emotional Support Demon. From the mind of award-winning screenwriter Bill Mulligan. Directed by Dave Harlequin. Starring Angela Pritchett, Emily Vassilos, and Tom Gore. This film is going to kick ass, but we still need your help. The Indiegogo is live right now. Want behind-the-scenes content? Any donation $5 or more. Want to see the finished product from the comfort of your own home? $20 or more. Want a credit in the movie?
Wait, what?
Movie and a special video from the cast and crew? $100 or more. Want an executive producer credit? $300 and it's yours. Check us out at igg.me/at/ESD2025 or ESDmovie.com.
Hey everybody, this is Mad Magazine artist Tom Richmond, and as one of the usual gang of idiots, I know idiots when I see them, and you are listening to a few right now on Geek Radio.
Indeed. Yeah. Oh, those guys were fun. And they were guests. So it was about time to have our second guest. So yeah, Mark, you're the second guest, which means you're the shit because you're number 2.
Oh, wait,
Thank
like
you so
the
much.
shit, like in a good
Thank
way?
you so much.
See?
Well, I mean, technically he's the third guest because the first time there was 2, but that was the first
True.
time we had. But
First
he's
time
the
we had
third guest on the second. Math is hard. I don't like it.
See, this is gonna be a level in your video game.
It's also the third time I've been on your show.
Really?
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, it's a magic number.
I figured we'd had you on more than that with cons and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I did the show with John Dimes when he was the guest of honor. And then this past RavenCon, I was the guest of honor. And now I get to be on here again. I've done content for your show, but I've never gotten to sit down and be on it.
Oh.
Oh, well, thanks. That was fun. Good night.
And interesting note, if you visit his website, he has a page devoted to telling you all the places Chad and Abby have been since we've been doing the
Wow.
which I will reference sometimes to make sure I don't repeat.
Do you have a clever name for the Chabby database?
No, I just call it the Chabby database.
Not the Chabby base.
All right, everybody. Drace could probably think of something great. Drace, that's
Drace.
your challenge.
Give us some
Come
names.
up with something clever for the Chabby base. The Chabase. I don't know. I'm not clever.
You're making a movie, and normally when people are making a movie, I ask them what it's about, but you've already told us because you put it right there in the title.
Well, hold on. Who needs the emotional support demon? Who does the demon support?
Ostensibly a good person. So this is it's a short film about people who are struggling to be good, and the demons are either helping them to be good or taking advantage of their pride. Not sure which, but it's a horror comedy written by Bill Mulligan, Bill Mulligan writes demons real well. He's got a novel out called Rom that's just amazing. He's written all sorts of screenplays, and this one I think is, for his shorts, one of his best. It's funny, it's subversive, but yeah, basically the main character is a young woman who's working an office job, living on her own, doesn't have a boyfriend or anything like that, and is unsatisfied, but trying to stay good in a world that's not really measuring up to her expectations. And along comes the demon.
Well, if Bill Mulligan doesn't get it right on the first time, he could always just have a do-over.
Yes.
Mulligan.
I'm only, I got you.
For you. So was it his idea to start it off, and then he started bringing in some of you other creatives, or how did
no.
was he the catalyst?
We were sitting on
Drinking.
our respective. No, we weren't. I don't drink at conventions. I give everybody else alcohol. But no, we were sitting on our respective beds at a convention, and I said, "Hey, man, I really enjoyed working on those movies with Dave, Harlequin, and Jason Buterin. You got anything that you got sitting on your slush pile that you think needs to get made?" And his eyes lit up, and he said, "Sure, I'll send you a bunch of scripts." He said he was going to send me 6. He sent me 12. And I went through those, and I picked the one that I thought would be the most fun to make, and I started putting together a team. So I'm producing this and executive producing this from the ground up. This was I went and found a screenwriter, got a script, went and got the director, started putting together all the pieces. So this is my baby, my production.
Wow.
So
is Highmark letting you put as much of your own personal finances in as you can, or she have a limit? No, none of your personal money can go in, huh?
Okay, so when I was supporting the other films, yes, I was investing my own personal money. But when you make a film or a play or something like that, you never put your own money into it. It's the single easiest way to bankrupt yourself and end up divorced. So I do not want to be bankrupt, and I do not want to end up divorced.
So are you charming old ladies to give money? Because I've seen the
I will
producers. I
charm
understand that's how that
anybody.
works.
I will charm anybody. I've got meetings with a couple of companies. I've already got one corporate sponsor. I can't announce them yet, but as soon as they get back from Dragon Con, we're putting together the particulars. And the Indiegogo, of course, is live. But yeah, I'll charm anybody. I am. Can I say I'm a whore on your show?
Actually, that ties into a follow-up question. How often do you meet with potential people in hotel rooms while on beds for future projects?
Only that first meeting. Only that first meeting.
Only the first meeting.
Just Bill.
When he's
Just
charming
Bill.
the old ladies, it's at their houses. So
Hopefully they're limousines.
Mark Bialystock,
how are you
exactly, Jay Radimus.
How are you finding the business side of movie making so far? Is it what you thought it would be?
So I've done fundraising before for things other than movie. I've worked at a lot of small startups. I've been involved in initial and secondary and even tertiary fundraising. And I've been on the business side of 2 other short films. So nothing was so much a shock as it was, it's so many pieces. You've got to find the actors. You got to get the director. You got to make sure the director and the cinematographer meet. You got to make sure the cinematographer has all of the pieces that he needs, or else you've got to rent stuff. You've got to find locations. You've got to find places for people who are out of town to sleep. In my particular case, I knocked out 2 of those birds with 1 stone. You got to have a good sound.
The whole movie in your basement.
I know.
You've got a green screen.
No, he doesn't want to get divorced. He doesn't want to get divorced.
Do not want to get divorced.
Plus, you got a bed upstairs if people need to pitch sequels.
One of the single biggest things. One of the single biggest things that can go wrong with a short film is the sound, and we've got a world-class sound guy in Kevin Murray to do our sound for us. So I'm really happy about that. So it's all the little pieces, and you can spend so much money so fast on all sorts of little things.
Well, what is the most
here,
expensive? Is it the equipment? Is it the location types of things? Where does the money really, like if somebody is, going to donate to the Indiegogo, where does that money go?
Okay, so the cinematographer, he's got to have all sorts of cameras and lights and all that kind of stuff. So you have to pay the cinematographer. Kevin, the sound guy, brings the sound stuff. So I have to pay the cinematographer. I have to pay the sound guy. Then you have to bring everybody to one place at one time, which means you've got to get hotel rooms, or in my case, we're filming in an Airbnb, a Verbo. So I got a 5-bedroom Verbo for 2 days, so that we have a place to film and everybody can stay. I actually saved about $800 doing it that way.
Nice.
And you can too if you use code hi Mark.
Yes. Right? But then you have to feed everybody for the time that they're there. You can't have an 18-hour filming day and not feed everybody. And then you got to take into account that this person's allergic to mushrooms, this person's allergic to avocados. You've got to have
a diva.
You've got to have
no green M&Ms in my rider.
Drinks and that sort of thing. Yep, no green M&Ms, that sort of thing. So it's all the little things that add up. And so when you start to make a short film, and you want to bring on professionals, which is what I really wanted to do. I wanted to bring on the professional sound guy and a cinematographer, and bring on both Jason Buterin and Dave Harlequin to come and do the directing and assistant director, and bring on actresses from California. Yeah, with experience.
California.
Emily Vaslos and Angela Pritchett both have done all sorts of work in Hollywood and that sort of thing. Tom Gore's done work on television and that sort of thing. When you got to get all those people into one place, and they can't afford to donate all of their time and travel expenses and all that stuff to the movie. They're donating a lot. It's not like I'm paying scale or anything like that. This movie is getting put together by people who really care about independent film, but you still have expenses. So we need to put together roughly $5,000 in order to shoot it, edit it, do the sound correction, give it a score, and then submit it to the film festivals. And there's a cost for each film festival that you submit it to as well.
And at $5,000, that's considerably cheaper than I was expecting.
I am good with money. I am very good.
Attaboy.
With money.
So how long?
Well, when you say short movie, I mean, are you talking 20 minutes? You talking 5 minutes? You're talking 45 minutes? Are there parameters?
There are parameters. So in today's film festivals, you're generally talking about a movie that is 10 minutes or less. When they start to run 15, 18 minutes, their film blocks start to run long and they can't program as many. So generally, short films, if you're going on the festival circuit, you're talking about 10 minutes or so, although Jason Butarin's latest film, which I'm an executive producer on, The Blue-Eyed Boy and Mr. Death, runs a little bit longer than that. But it's such a spectacular movie that it's getting into all sorts of film festivals and winning awards and that sort of stuff. Jason wrote and directed that, and it's a beautiful film. Made me cry. So
talk a little bit
we're
about the
shooting
other
for
two
about
films.
what's that?
When you're done with that, talk a little bit about the other two films that you helped with.
Okay. So with this one, though, we're shooting for about 10 minutes. The scenes are not particularly hard to shoot. They're very dialogue heavy. Bill wrote something that should be very easy to film. In that way, there are a couple of places that need effects, and there's a talking cat that we have to figure out as well.
Peanut butter.
And then we also have to drop a glass of wine, which I'm so nervous about because, I'm on the hook if we mess up the carpet or anything like that at this place. So
peanut butter.
Yes, peanut butter
Clean
for
it
the
up.
cat. Clean up the wine. Okay.
Wine stage, yeah.
You put a rug on top of the other rug and no one will notice.
Yeah.
There we go. The other two movies that I worked on last year are on the festival circuit now. So the first one is The Blue-Eyed Boy and Mr. Death. And this is one that Jason Butarin wrote basically as a catharsis after the death of his father. His father passed away from cancer a few years ago. You already used our F-bomb, so I won't say it, but screw cancer. My grandfather died of cancer. And this movie that Jason did is on the film festival now. Last week, it just won an award for Best Cinematography at a film festival. And you should check out all the awards this thing has won. It won a Director's Choice Award in the very first film festival that it was in. And this thing has really it touches people. It plucks at just that perfect amount of melancholia versus hope that is amazing. And also really not what Jason's done before. So this was him stepping outside of his comfort zone as far as the kind of movie that he made. And it was an amazing experience getting to see that movie go through its progression, to see the rough cut, the picture lock, to see it with the score attached to it for the first time, which makes all the difference. To learn about color correction and that sort of thing. Bobby Came Home is a straight-up horror, which has kind of a Poe-esque vibe to it. But basically, a woman's husband has been gone for 6 months, and he just shows back up. But over time, you start to have doubts about whether or not that's really her husband, and then there's a big twist at the end.
That's not Martin Gare.
But
well, does Bobby Come Home with a Vengeance? Isn't that Sonny Came Home?
Sonny Came Home.
Different song. Different song.
But this one was written and
Sounds like he might have had a little vengeance.
Written and directed by Dave Harlequin, who is my director for this movie, and it stars Blair Hoyle and Ariana Teisinger. And both of those guys have won Best Actor or Best Actress awards for this movie. It really is great performances. Blair Hoyle.
So I don't mean for this to sound like reductive or like capitalism.
But now that you're trying to do something.
No, I'm just saying, like beyond being shown at festivals and stuff like that, there's not really like a financial market for this. Really, do you sell the movie, or can it be like, can the small film then be optioned to turn it? I mean, I know you're doing it for the love of storytelling and for the experience of filmmaking, and I'm not trying to downplay that, but it's not like you make money off of these projects.
Well,
right?
no, that's
Could it
one of the
open in
reasons why
front of the
we
next
have to have.
Frozen?
That's one of the
Go
reasons
ahead.
why we depend so much on crowdfunding and donations and that sort of thing. Is because there's really not much of a market on short films. There's really not much of a market on independent features either, to be completely honest. The money's just not there. But the markets are opening up. Tubi now has a shorts, will show shorts and that sort of thing. You can get your shorts on Amazon Prime now, and they can be
I get my shorts on
rented.
every morning.
I thought you were going a different way with that joke, but yes. So there's not that, but people like Bruce Campbell have proven that you can actually sell copies of a movie out of the trunk of your car and finally turn a profit. Billy knows what I'm talking about, Bubba Hotep.
I do.
But is there really a market of money to be made? Not in the short term, for sure. But Dave Harlequin and Jason sort of do have a vision for the things that they're making. They're going to go into a collection, I believe, called the Missing Mile Collection, and they will try to sell some Blu-rays at shows, digital copies, that sort of thing. And the absolute dream would be to make enough off of one movie to make the next movie. That would be the dream. Right now,
Or to catch the eye of Hollywood.
Yeah, because keep in mind,
or to catch the eye
Whiplash
of
was a
Hollywood.
short film.
True.
And then the other thing is, I actually show other creators short films on my Twitch channel every once in a while. I've done one short film extravaganza, and I'm trying to line another one up. So yeah, we had Dave and Jason, Patrick Hogan, who in his day job is a Hollywood sound engineer, and has been nominated for 10 Emmy Awards. He did the sound for Fire Country. He worked on Cobra Kai since it's moved to Netflix, that sort of thing. He let me do one of his short films on my short film extravaganza, and then his latest short film was actually at the Con Carolina's film festival, where it won best, and it was amazing. And there were dong chucks in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The important
saw it, right?
question. The important question
saw it.
is, how much time do we have, Mark?
How much time do we have?
You're making a movie. You need money for it. How
Oh,
much
yes.
time do we have, Mark?
Sorry. It was a 6-week fundraiser that started a week and a half ago. We've got 4.5 weeks left.
Okay.
So roughly 32 days left on the fundraiser.
32 days.
And then we are filming on October 12th and 13th.
What is the last day of the Indiegogo? Just to give
The
everybody
last
a hard
day of
date.
the Indiegogo.
Gotta be on a sticky note. Come on, man. Gotta be on a sticky
I
note.
didn't have.
Why don't you have a deadline calendar? Why is this not important to
It
you, Mark?
has
Come on,
30
man.
days left. It has 30 days left.
So think about it. Carry the one.
30 days from today would
It'll be in September.
Yeah, September 28th.
20. There. Okay.
There
Look.
you go. Yeah.
Nice. Yay.
We
Yeah, it's done
like to
September
take the
28th.
piss out of you, Mark, and give you a hard time. But I think a
Yes.
lot of our listeners and just people in general would, we want to support the arts, and you want to be able to support local people who are doing cool things and, bringing their works to life. So, I mean, we were happy to have you on the show so that you can talk about it, and hopefully, people will listen and they will chip in.
And
Game will
I
better.
hope
We're going to
so.
be in the movie.
That's right.
And I'm also
Someone's going to ring a bell. It's going to be great.
and I'm also like super fucking proud for you, man. I know I said another F word, but that's the first one on the
Oh, now
recording.
man, it's your fault.
Oh no.
But I'm that. I
Well, and
mean,
here's the thing, Mark.
well,
I'm
there
going
goes our
to say it.
PG-13 rating.
but I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
going to say it on air
yeah,
and commit. Geek Radio Daily executive producer. We will do the $300 level.
Ooh.
Happening.
Yeah. Now, can I ask a favor out of you?
No.
Could y'all send me the money directly instead of doing it through Indiegogo?
Well, that doesn't seem shady at all.
I know they take the fees, but like, we'll talk about it offline.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. Yes, please do. If you guys get to the Indiegogo, then that number goes up, and Indiegogo actually puts it in front of more people. I have started getting funding driven from their advertising instead of my own for the last couple of days too, which is pretty cool.
We've got a question. Sorry, how much does Indiegogo take out?
They take 3% plus 25 cents for every transaction coming in, and then there's another transaction fee for the money coming out. So I can actually tell you right now, they
3%'s not bad.
On 1,580,
Just
they're
that.
charging fees of $63.20 and payment processing of $49.60.
Good.
And then
Ouch.
they also reserve part of the funds just in case people demand refunds and that sort of thing.
Sure.
So it sounds like you want Terry to go ahead and put in the $300 $1 at a time.
And no, I won't be putting them in your G-string either. Single dollar bills, yes.
I think there's somebody here that might have tucked $1 or $2 into my waistband once.
You did, Rich?
Probably.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
It was God.
In fairness, it could have been any of us.
It could have been. Well, it probably wasn't Terry.
So we've got to the 28th. You're filming October 12th and 13th. When are we going to see it then?
Yeah, it will probably. We're shooting for February.
Okay.
To have it picture locked, color corrected, scored, and ready to go. That's a rough date, but if we have it by February, then we can start sending it to all of the
conventions. Start around that time, right?
Conventions that film festivals.
That's clever. See what you did there. Groovalicious. So, give the what's the link again for the Indiegogo?
For the
ESD movie.
For the Indiegogo, the easiest way to get there is just to go to my website, which is esdmovie.com. There's a button right on my website that allows you to get there. If you want to go straight to the Indiegogo, hold on, I've got it right here. I did write this one down because I'm not a silly head.
It's in the chat.
I just have to find my own.
Both of these would fit well on that sticky note I mentioned.
Yes, I need sticky notes.
You do?
Indiegogo.com/project/emotional-support-demon.
Yes.
Ooh,
and then there's a short link. There's a short link
You
for
put
it,
it in the
which is
notes.
yeah. I will. I'm going to drop in the chat too. But it's igg.me/@/EST2025.
Yeah,
Jay
that's
says
super
you have
short.
it written on your hand so you can just show people.
I should have it written on my hand.
Get it tattooed
I'm getting ready
on
to
your
drop
face.
it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tattooed on your
ready to drop
For
forehead.
your commitment.
Only we can see it in the chat. That's okay.
Right. So yeah. So make it happen, folks. I'm not gonna put a bunch of pressure on you. But it's your fault.
Let's go give him money.
Is the emotional support demon itself cute, or is it ghastly, or is it part ghastly, part cute? Like the actual emotional support demon. Like, are people going to want plushies and merch of this thing?
Okay, so Emily Vasilos is playing the emotional support demon for most of the part. It starts out as a cat, turns into Bill Mulligan, and then turns into Emily Vasilos.
So it does get
All in the span of 10 minutes.
Are you
Yeah.
using one of Bill's cats?
No. Bill's cats are naked.
Yeah, I know.
Are you using
Girls' Cats
Bill
are
in one of the outfits from the movie Cats?
No.
God.
We are going to give him a digital butthole, though.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
That's exactly what
I
we're
would
There-
pay additional
Just
money.
ears,
if you
tail,
put
and
one
butthole.
again.
Boom, boom.
No,
Whiskers.
we actually looked at selling emotional support demon plushies, but there's already an emotional support demon plushie out there. So I'll just tell you guys that they're pretty cute. But Emily Vasilos, the way that she's going to be done up, it'll be minimally demony, kind of swanky. So yes, the demon is going to be very camera friendly. Emily Vasilos was just in Bill's other movie, Top 10 Mysterious Mysteries, and she was very good in that. But yeah, she's not going to be ghastly. This is going to be more of the the show with the British guy.
House?
No,
Let's
he
just
plays
keep
the
guessing.
devil.
Perot.
No, he plays the devil.
Are you being served?
Lucifer.
Luther.
Thank you, Lucifer. This is more of a Lucifer.
You couldn't
style.
think of Lucifer.
I couldn't think of Lucifer. You know my brain
Beelzebub.
turns
Look,
off.
I need to know of a demon, a big demon. Who the hell's a big demon? Oh my gosh. Oh,
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yes.
Etrigan. Right.
Lucifer. This is more of a Lucifer
Frank.
kind of demon, not a scabrous or
Not you,
dripping,
demon.
that sort of thing.
So
Does it look like Tom Ellis? I mean, that would work out.
Well, that would work out. Tom Ellis makes me feel funny in my stomach, actually.
I'm 100% straight. He makes me feel that way too.
We Google him. Who's Tom Ellis?
He played Lucifer.
He was Lucifer.
He's no Glenn Powell, but he's okay. Mm-hmm.
He's got the accent, so that bumps him.
I've never seen him in a cowboy hat.
Get right on that, Tom Ellis, won't you? So there it is, folks. There's your chance. You can be a part of movie making history. Your names could be in the credits on all kinds of levels. You can make it happen. You can make it something. It's for Mark, who's been, come on, you know Mark. Mark's been around freaking years. We've known Mark for freaking years. He's been traditionally part of this show for years and years and years and years. So help people out. Make it happen. It's simply the right thing to do. GRD SWeekly is licensed by the Creative Commons Attribution, non-commercial, non-derivative works, United States 3.0 license. It was the 2.0 or something. I forget that part because I always do since we don't say it every goddamn day anymore. You can drop us a note. It's podcast at Geek Radio Daily. What is it? Com. Thank you. You're supposed to say that. That's how it works. Sorry, it's a new setup. I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. And send a voicemail or text message to
510 GRD Krill.
I think I played the short version of that, so we'll do this.
Well, I thought every part of it was good, but overall I hated it. I feel exactly the opposite, but the same.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys, it's easy. A 1940 film directed by Alfred Hitchcock and starring Laurence Olivier.
Rebecca.
Psycho? Renee, please.
Rebecca.
Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again. Ring any bells?
Rebecca.
Those suitcases on a train.
No, what about Cary Grant running through a field with a plane chasing him?
Rebecca, it was Rebecca. Laurence Olivier, Joan Fontaine, produced by David O. Selznick, based on a novel by Daphne du Maurier. The naive young second wife of a Cornish landowner is haunted by the glamorous image of his first wife. Rebecca, it was Rebecca. I think I caught a bit of it one Sunday afternoon.
Okay, Chef, your turn.
Oh no, I really don't think.
Come on, please.
All right. Name me the film I'm thinking about Vietnam.
Apocalypse Now.
No, Full Metal Jacket.
The tune.
Deer Hunter.
Think food.
Oh, food. It's got to be something Oriental, right? Like.
Like rice. Something much more prosaic, much more everyday.
Steak and kidney pie and chips. My go.
Everton, I have spent many an hour in a darkened cinema watching Hollywood's version of the struggle for supremacy between North and South Vietnam unroll before me. But I can quite honestly say, hand on heart, that I have yet to see the dynamic war-torn epic that goes by the name of Steak and Kidney Pie and Chips.
What was that from?
That's Chef Lenny Henry.
Lenny Henry.
Sitcom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who I miss from Rings of Power already.
There is something about being there live for the stinger that's just awesome, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, that thing is it's always so funny. And Terry, check the Jackbox chat.
Yeah, I've seen it.
The picture of Tom Ellis.
It's kind of a crazy face, though. It's kind of a crazy face. But
I don't even know what the hell that's from, but I love it.
Yep. The Shakespeare collar and the cowboy hat.
Yep.
Weird.
Thank you so much for letting me just ramble on about my movie. You guys are awesome.
Man.
You're
I even
awesome.
moved my
Oh, that
dateline
one's
for
better.
this.
The one with him at the piano. Yeah,
That's
better.
the one I'm looking at. Is the one at the piano.
I just specifically looked for a picture of him with a cowboy hat because that's what Terry said. And there's a few,
Yeah.
but
You know
that
what?
one
The
was the
internet,
best
Rule
one.
34. It all exists, right?
Wow, that is
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, apparently getting requests for Mark to show up more often.
Ooh, so you gotta make movies. People are saying make more movies. Look at there. They love your stuff. They want more movies so you can talk about them. How about that?
Yeah, if we added a fifth person to the show, I think that the episodes would be very, very long, and they're already very, very late for me.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing.
Which we need to go to either watch Rings of Power or play more Star Wars Outlaw. As much fun as I'm having hanging out with y'all, we have geeky content to consume, y'all.
I've got Sabak to play, so it's a side quest. That's fantastic.
I got the Olympics for like 2 straight weeks. I think you deserve some TV time.
That's fair. That's fair. But by the way, Mark, again, dude, I'm so fucking proud for you. I think that is so awesome that you're no longer just consuming, you're contributing and making, and you're facilitating other people being able to do stuff with that kind of magic power that you have of bringing people together. Like you're bartending, but for, filmmaking, because that's what you do is, dude, you facilitate other people's joy, and you're getting to do it now in a way that not many people know how to, can, and do it well. So, man, so
I'd like
cool.
to nerd out at some point with you as far as like what you're using for organizational structure. Like, is it a Microsoft project? Are you thinking about it from like a project management kind of point of view, or like how you're tracking some of it, like the tools that you're using? I don't know. At some point, I'd love to chat with you about kind of like how you're actually doing it, because it's pretty cool.
With that, I'm gonna have to bring the glasses back out
to do my to do all of my work management. So
what was that?
I use an agile methodology.
Okay.
So I keep picking. I write down all the things I got to do. I order them into the things that have the most business value, and then I start knocking them out one at a time. And then people keep bringing me things that need to be done. And every time I add something to the list, I reorganize it into what's the thing with the highest business value that needs to be done right now. So right now the thing is fundraising and location scouting, because we already have it storyboarded. We already have our shot list. There's already some things that have been happening. So I try to remain agile when I do things like this, because basically I'm just trying to get a bunch of experts in one place and let them make a thing.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
point,
I'd like to think you could get 10 minutes of usable footage in the course of a whole weekend. I'd like to think that you could get that.
Well, yes.
Gotta believe.
When you have professionals.
Yes, when you have professionals. But I not only need that, I also need to fulfill all of the... some people are giving at the $100 level, which means there's a thank you video that they get sent. And I've been putting together all of the fundraising stuff. So I've had Bill doing art, and I've got another artist doing a different style of art. And each person on the cast and crew has sat down with me on Zoom and just done like a 4-question interview that's gone into the videos. So thankfully,
we're going to send you some like GRD stickers. We'll send you some GRD stickers and some other stuff that you could put on random like water bottles in the back for like set dressing and kind of like subversive product placement.
Okay, you're only at the $300 level pitching. That's got to be at least that's at least the $310 level.
And we gave him free publicity by being on the show.
You guys keep putting my stuff on your site, and so what I was thinking was there's one scene that happens in an office with some cubicles and stuff like that, and we'd have water bottles with GRD on it, and then possibly if you guys have any kind of poster thing that we could stick up on one of the cubicle walls, just so that you see it. And I'm doing the same with Blade Gaming.
Now you get to make a poster. Yay.
Now I get to make a poster.
No, she's gonna make.
No, he's talking to me.
Yeah,
I get to make a poster. Yeah, Rich is actually better at that stuff than me, but he's probably busy. I have Canva and Copilot, so I'll let AI make a poster for me. And I did want to ask if AI was going to play any role in kind of any of the work that you were doing, any of the like script
Absolutely
revision,
not.
or if you saw it, or for like special effects or anything like that. I was just
Absolutely
curious.
not.
Okay.
This is 100% human.
Yes. So no AI or anything like that. except for in the advertising collateral. There is some AI generated stuff in the advertising collateral, but in the finished product of the movie, everything will be traditional effects. There's 2 effects that have to be done. There's a transition of a cat into a person, which is done in post. You just have a cat, you have a person, and then the transition.
Wait, you mean you can't do that live?
Well, you don't have. It's not like you have.
I'm fucking with you, Mark. I'm fucking with you.
You actually can do that with practical effects. You would build dummies at different levels, and then there's some makeup that you would do.
You'd go back in time and you'd breed a human and a cat.
But no, we have to turn the cat into a person. That'll be Bill, and Bill's going to be kind of dark and suave with big horns and be kind of Lucifer-ish, but with horns. And then he's going to turn into Emily, who is going to be very subtly made up with black lipstick, black nails, and small, very unobtrusive horns, and she's going to have the most cuddly look, and then she's going to decapitate somebody because they keyed Angela's car.
You know, like any good emotional sport.
As you do.
Mhm,
Right?
mhm.
Right?
As you do.
Right.
It's the free 7-day trial period.
If you can't count on them for vengeance, what can you count on them for? You know?
So, I thank you guys for asking me all these questions. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I was just joking with you about the not going through. That was a joke. I just wanted to get a dig in there because there are some substantial fees, but Indiegogo is actually one of the most reasonable.
Yeah, but it was also the first one that even if you didn't hit the goal, they still gave you the money.
Yes.
Which is before that, the other places didn't. Like if you didn't hit it, yeah, well.
Yes. And actually on Indiegogo, you can still do that kind of campaign, but you don't have to. You can do dynamic funding or you can do set funding. And people do set funding because it protects them from having to deliver the perks if they don't get full funding. Because especially not with creative projects, but with projects where you are making something, if you don't get fully funded, you can't afford to make it, so you can't do the perks that you promise people. So it's all or nothing.
Life I'm making it.
Oh, Billy, I totally thought of what his intro should have been. Do you remember the sounder we had for when we did DVDs, for when we did the Daily Show? And it was like, I got an idea for a movie, doesn't everybody? That would have been a good intro.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
After we're done filming, so sometime in late October, you can do that one.
We'll save it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Late October will have to be
you
Halloween
said save
themed,
it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right,
Well,
party people, geeky time.
Yeah.
all right, guys. Love you guys.
One more plug.
Go for it.
We're doing the House on Haunted Hill Sunday.
Oh, okay.
House on
Haunted Hill on Sunday, guys. Make sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vincent
Well,
Price.
yeah.
If you're not following, go follow Mark and follow. Check it out. There's only a few more. Oh, no, because you guys are in public domain now, right?
Yes.
We're in public domain, yeah.
There's a metric shit ton of good public domain horror out there.
And there's also the Terror of Tiny Town.
Yes, which we
There's
already
also a
did.
shit ton of bad.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. We appreciate
Bye,
you.
y'all.
We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys later on. Bye.
I'll just have to figure out when that is. Boom, she just left. Yeah. Damn.
She always does. She always do. Now, of course, I give it about 30 seconds or so to let the folks watching catch up.
Night.
So that way it doesn't just automatically cut off like mid